inspiring generations the life and legacy of Lieutenant Colonel Ernest Bachman Jr. My grandfather, Ernest Arthur Bachman Jr., is and will always be one of the most significant figures in my life. He was born on February 22, 1948 in Nashville, Tennessee. After attending high school in Marietta, Georgia, he went on to the University of Georgia. Then he moved to Virginia and began attending the University of Richmond for his master's degree in business administration. My grandfather's dedication to his education and his diverse academic achievements helped encourage me to be the hardworking student I am today. In 1970, he was commissioned in the military as a second lieutenant. My grandfather was commander of the 176th Combat Engineer Battalion Group. His job was to be in charge of the first night's invasion into Iraq. Growing up, he loved to tell stories about interesting things that had happened when he was over there. I will never forget the story about the night before the invasion when he almost blew up his truck. He was cooking on a hoplite and caught a sleeping bag on fire. It would not have been a night invasion if the truck had blown up. I loved walking through his house because it was a museum of everything he had ever fought for and everything he had ever loved. My grandfather was not only a brave soldier, but was also an archaeologist, private pilot, photographer, farmer, avid fisherman, and when I was born, he became a part-time teacher to me. It was during my elementary school years when he started to teach me about the American flag and what it represents. I was chosen to do flag duty in 5th grade at Rovius Elementary School. I was thrilled with my duty bestowed upon me, and I couldn't wait to tell my grandfather. With that, I started to learn more about the flag and what it means to Americans. Every day at school, when I look upon the flag with my hand over my heart and say those meaningful words, a warmth comes over me, and I always remember what my grandfather accomplished. It is because of him that my intentions are to join the military after college and continue my family's legacy of serving and making positive impacts for our country.
Joseph Clark, soldier, brother, friend. After watching lots of strangers walk past, I finally saw him walking down Concourse B, just beyond the security checkpoint and heading toward where we were waiting in the airport terminal. The gold letters on his black t-shirt said, "Too easy," and his hair was the shortest I'd ever seen him wear it. He had been gone for 11 weeks, forever, and seeing him again was one of my happiest moments ever. I'm talking about my oldest brother, Cadet, soon-to-be Second Lieutenant Joseph Clark. He has done things I never thought about anyone doing. I certainly never thought the guy who slept in the room next to mine could do so much and work so hard serving in the U.S. Army Reserve and becoming an active-duty Army officer. Joseph started basic training at Fort Jackson on May 26, 2020. The following summer, he spent 9 weeks at Fort Leonard Wood for advanced individual training. For 5 years, his breaks from school were usually devoted to military duties such as going to drill, driving equipment to New Mexico, the ROTC Ranger Challenge, Guardian Response, Air Assault School, and Advanced Camp Cadet Summer Training. Joseph told me that his proudest moment so far in the Army was from the summer of 2023 when he graduated from Air Assault School in the top 5% of his class. Joseph inspires me to be the best I can be, not just by his example, but also just by the way he acts towards other people and what he demands of me. Whenever he came home from training or drill, Joseph always made time for me. He has always taken me places, picked me up from school, and done more things with me in the past 5 years than I can remember. My brother Joseph is the best brother of all. He is a veteran of the Army Reserves and will soon be active duty in the Army. He works harder than most people will ever work. He demands the best from everyone and is kind and loving to his family and friends, but extremely dangerous to his country's enemies. I love him so much.